This is the community where we talk about the tools, tips, tricks, strategies to help you and I be those high performers that God has created us to be. And I'm so happy to be here again for another live session. We go live like this every week, every Friday, specifically 6 p.m. West African time. Just to encourage ourselves and charge ourselves on our journey towards being those high performers that God has created us to be. And I'm happy to be here again. I'm happy to be here with you. How are you doing? How has been your week? I hope your week has been good. I hope your week went well. I hope you had a productive week and a very profitable week. Just want to say a very big well done to you. We're counting down to the end of the year 2023. Yay! I'm sure you are excited about everything, excited about rounding up this year, and excited about seeing the year 2024. I just want to say very big congratulations to you. Happy New Year in advance. I don't think it's too early to start saying that. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you and to your family. Wishing you all the very best in this season. Wishing you all the very best in this season, be it in your business, be it in your career, be it in your relationship, whatever it is. I'm praying for you, wishing you the very best, wishing you, praying for God's favor for you, praying for God's grace for you in everything that you do. Scripture tells us that He crowns the year with fatness. He crowns the year with His goodness. Sorry, all our paths will drop fatness, and that's just my prayer and expectation for you. That the very best, that is what you are going to experience, even as we come to the end of the year and as we begin the new year. So we're here again. You know how we do it, right? We always do our high performance review every time we meet like this, which is three things: what we are grateful for, the lesson that we are learning this week, and what we are looking forward to in the upcoming week. For me, I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here again with you on another live session like this. I'm just always grateful for that opportunity. The lesson that I'm learning this week is scaling the brick wall in your finances, and that's what I'm going to be getting into in a couple of minutes. So you want to stick around for that. And what I'm looking forward to in the upcoming week is the day one webinar. The day one webinar. I've been talking about it for about 2 weeks now. That it's very, very important that you have a strategy in place even as we go into the new year, even as we go into the year 2024. Beyond just goals, beyond new year resolutions, do you have a strategy to win? That's what the day one webinar is all about. My question to you is that, do you have a strategy to win in the year 2024? And I've been charging and encouraging you that it's very, very important that don't allow the year happen to you. Be strategically positioned for you to happen to the year. That's my own desire for you, because many times what we discover is that a lot of people set goals, and do you know that interestingly 80% of people by February can't even remember what the goal was anymore, can't remember the goal that they set. It's not front and center in their mind. It has taken a back seat because of various things that are coming at their way, which is what we call life. If 2023 is any indication, that you know how it is, many of the things that we saw this year, trust me, we didn't plan for them. I'm sure you would have set goals, and all of a sudden you are just like wondering what in the world is happening. You are busy fighting other things to make sure that you stay afloat. If you weren't prepared, those goals will just take a backbone, and that's just what it is. There's this quote I read. Is it that I read or I listened to? I can't remember. Okay, I think I read it in Tim Ferriss's book recently. He said, to be prepared for opposition, is learning, but to be prepared against opposition is training. And for me, that's so powerful. To be prepared for opposition is learning, but to be prepared against opposition is training. And I know this, you and I know this, we are high performers, right? That people do not rise to the level of their expectation, they fall to the level of their training. So what is that training that you have put in place for the year 2024? Are you adequately trained? Are you adequately prepared for that year? It's not just about having goals, it's not just about making resolutions, it's not just about making decisions. It's that, do you have a strategy to win? And that's what the day one webinar is all about. You can comment here, just type in the comments day one, or you can send me a DM on Instagram. Just send me a DM on Instagram, day one, and I'll forward to you the details for you to be part of that webinar. It's happening 1st of January 2024. You want to be part of that. It's just going to be a powerful way for you to start the year, to set the tone for the year. And I know that there are going to be great and exciting things that will be definitely happening to you and happening for you in the new year. So that's it. That's my own high performance review for the week. What I'm grateful for, the lesson that I'm learning, and what I'm looking forward to in the upcoming week. Share yours in the comment section. What are you grateful for this week? What is that lesson that you learned this week? And what are you looking forward to in the upcoming week? Remember that we are here for each other, to encourage ourselves, to strengthen ourselves, even as we move forward on this journey. So quickly, I said I'm going to be talking about scaling the brick wall in your finances, scaling the brick wall in your finances. And I'm sure when you hear the word scaling, or when you hear scale the brick wall, you are wondering, what are you talking about? It was just even before I came on this live that I said, scale the brick wall. I hope that's not some Nigerian, some Nigerian English, right? I know that it's us that like to say things like, the guy scaled the wall. And I'm not actually sure if that's correct English, or maybe it's one of those Nigerian things we came up with. But just in case, I said I was going to Google it or check the dictionary just to be sure. So just in case I'm wrong, and it's a Nigerian thing by scaling the brick wall is overcoming or jumping over the brick wall. So maybe I should leave it like that. Jumping over the brick wall in your finances. That's what I'm going to be talking about this evening. And when we say jumping the brick wall, what I'm just simply talking about is, how do you get to the next level in your finances? How do you get to the next level in your finances? That's what we're talking about. And I'll just simply start by saying that for us to get to the next level in our finances, we have to even know what level that we are currently to be able to get to the next level. If we don't know where we are, then how can we know what the next level? How can we even know what we need to do to get to the next level? So it starts by knowing that thing, that, okay, where am I even currently in my finances? And this is very, very important, because when it comes to the issue of finances, it comes to the issue of money, sometimes it can be challenging to even talk about it. With other people, not to now even talk, it's not to even now say that you want to even have that internal conversation with yourself. Many times we try to dodge, we try to avoid having that conversation in its entirety. And that's why it's very, very important, right? We're high performers, so we do the hard things. We tell ourselves the truth, and that's why we are here to say, look, are you having that conversation with yourself to say, really, 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 where am I? Where am I in my finances? Because until we know where we are, then before we can say, okay, this is what the next level looks like, and what do I need to do to be able to get to that next level. I'll just quickly say that there are 3 levels of growth when it comes to our finances. There are 3 levels of growth, and that's the escape level, the endure level, and the enjoy level. I'll say that again. There are 3 levels of growth with regards to our finances: the escape level, the endure level, and the enjoy level. Now, what I'm going to quickly do is just to share with you the various characteristics of each and every one of these levels, so that you can identify where you are, and then we can now begin to look at, okay, what do we need to do to get to the next level? Now, starting with the escape level. The escape level, this is the level where most people are. Another name for the escape level is the cage level, the level where people feel trapped in their finances, where people feel like they are stuck in one place, where they feel like they can't get ahead in their finances. Everything just looks bleak, everything just looks dark. Either they are trapped by the events of the past, or by current circumstances, or by expectation of people, or trapped by their own limiting beliefs or behavior. Just somehow they just feel trapped, and they can't seem to see a way out with this thing called finances, and with this thing called money. Now, that's what the escape level is all about. The 4 characteristics that define this escape level, number one, what is their outlook on life? Their outlook on life for the people at the escape level. The outlook on life for people at the escape level, you hear people like at that level say things like, life sucks, my life sucks, I suck. And that's one thing that you hear people, a lot of people that at that level say. They just see that, look, their perspective on life is that life is terrible, life is unfair, and I'm not good, I suck as an individual and all that. That's usually their outlook on life. The second thing is, what is their the first thing is their outlook on life. The second thing is that, what is their belief about financial success or success in whatever area? Because these things that I'm sharing to you, they are not just only applicable in the area of finances, they are applicable to every area of life. So their belief about financial success or any other success is that on they can only be successful by what somebody else does for them. They can only be successful by what somebody else does for them. So unless something magically happens, unless somebody comes to rescue them, this is where you hear people say things like, oh, no one will support me, no one will help me, no one understands what I'm going through. This is where you hear people make such statements. And so their belief ultimately about success is that it has to be somebody else. Somebody else has to come and rescue them from this particular predicament they're in. And unless somebody comes to rescue them, unless something external comes to their aid, they can't get out of it. So it's either they are looking for a handout, they are looking for some form of lucky break, they are hoping to win the lottery, they are hoping for a different or a more favorable situation or circumstance. That's the only way they can get out of the situation. The third characteristic of the people at the escape level is their attitude, their approach to learning, And in the terms of their approach to learning, this is where you hear people say things like, I know that already. Tell me something I don't know. And so that's just the thing. It's for them, learning is more of an ego trip. When it comes to learning, they take things very, very personal. This is where you are trying to give somebody a piece of advice, and the next thing is that they want to bite your head off because they feel that the reason why you are giving them that advice is coming from that place, or that they suck, that they personally suck, they personally are a failure. So when even someone with the best of intentions is trying to talk to them, is trying to advise them, they immediately raise a wall of defense. You've heard that saying, right? That hurting people hurt other people, and that's because the wound, the reason why is because the wound is open, is an open wound. So you dare to touch it, the doctor is bringing the bandage, is bringing everything that will help the wound heal. But guess what happens as the doctor approaches and is about to touch it, just like a dog reacting, they want to bite the hand that is even trying to heal and trying to help them. Excuse me. So that's what you see. And then the fourth characteristic of people at the escape level, I've talked about their outlook on life. I suck, life sucks. I've talked about their belief toward about financial success, and they can only be successful if somebody helps them, if somebody rescues them, if something external comes into their life. The third thing that we talked about is their approach to learning, which is they are very personal. They take things very personal, and they are not open to learning because they are very close to themselves. And then the fourth thing is why is that thing? It's floating in my head right now. Outlook on life, belief about financial success, approach to learning. Okay, and the fourth thing is their parameter for measuring growth. Yes, thank God I remembered. Their parameter for measuring growth. Now, these people at the escape level, they measure their growth based on what other people think about them. So the thing is, as long as the rest of the world believes they are okay, they feel okay. So this is where you see people going through very, very serious lengths to keep up appearances and to win the approval of other people. Now, many times, the interesting thing is that sometimes these people don't even know they are doing this. They are not even aware they are doing this. These people have good hearts and really want to help other people. But one thing I say is that when you are now going to the extent of lying, of borrowing money, or doing certain things, especially like borrowing money and lying to help somebody else, just to impress that person, just to let that person know that you are okay and doing well, then I say that you need to check it again. You need to check it again. What it just simply means is that that person is measuring themselves by unhealthy standards, by ridiculous standards, and just trying to put too much pressure on themselves. And so it's just very, very important. So that's what you discover, that these people, that's the way they measure their growth. They measure their growth by what other people think about them. So as long as the world says, oh, you are okay, oh, you are doing well, oh, I'm happy for you, oh, they say good things about them, they are okay, not forgetting about the fact that there are deeper issues that these people are not seeing that they perhaps need to address. And so it's very, very important. Now, the next level, how do these people get to the next level, which is the cocoa of the matter? My own charge and my own encouragement to you is that, first of all, see, if based on some of these things that I have said, you identify, it resonates with you that, see, Kyle, I need to be sincere with myself. I am at the escape level in the level of my finances. Right now, I feel like I'm caged. I feel like I'm trapped and I can't see a way out. My own charge and my own encouragement to you is that, see, um, don't take it personal. Don't feel down on yourself. Don't get down on yourself. Everybody in one way or the other has been at this level that you are currently in your finances. Everyone has, in one way or the other, even if it's not in their finances, in various aspects of their life. So don't feel like your own case is unique. There's something special about you. There's something wrong about you. Yes, you are special, but you are also not special. That's just the truth. You and I, we are special, but we are also not that special. We are all connected as humanity. We are all connected as human beings. And we can all identify with struggle and we can all identify with progress. So somehow, look, everybody has been at this level. So don't take it personally. That's just the first thing I would say, that you need to have that perspective that people can understand what you are going through. The second thing is responsibility. You are one decision away from the next level, from getting to the next level. It's not, you need to realize that it's not when that money comes into your account, when somebody gives you that thing, when the circumstance has changed, that you have moved to the next level. You are one decision away from the next level of your finances. Right now, as you and I are having this conversation, you can actually move to the next level. And how do you do that? By making the decision to take charge of your life again, to take control of your life again. That's just it. The moment you make that decision, and I believe that you are making that decision with me right now, especially if you identify that you are at that level in your finances, the moment you make that decision, you are already at the next level, I promise you. Because that's just what it is, the decision to take charge, to take back control of your life once again, to remember that, see, it would be great if somebody comes to rescue you, but we have to be sincere with ourselves. No one is coming to rescue you. No one is coming to save you. You have to blow your own nose. You have to blow your own nose. The next level is up to you. The next level is up to you. And it's just that decisions to say, see, I need to take back control. It's not about the things that are going to come from outside that will move you to the next level. It's what is going to come from within. This is the time to look back inward. This is the time to search inside you and to take back control. Take back control. You have what it takes. The second level of growth in finances, just like we said, is the endure level. Is the endure level. Now, this is the level where the people are not struggling, not necessarily struggling in their finances like the escape level. They are surviving. Yes, they are just surviving in their finances. The bills are getting paid, even though paying the bills involves robbing Peter to pay Paul. Debt has now become more of the norm rather than the exception. Life is all about just going through the motions, checking the boxes, putting out fires. And so eventually what happens is that since most days there are so many fires that need to be put out, so it's usually the fire that is raging loudest and raging the highest that gets attended to. Every other fire is that, so I spoke outside there. It's like, well, you put and hope that somehow those fires take care of themselves. And so it's just a hustle, it's just a grind, it's really what it is that just moving through the motions. Four characteristics of this level in finances, of the endure level of the finances. Number one, their outlook on life, and their outlook of life is usually I'm fine, we are fine. This is where if you are used to if you live in my nation, Nigeria, you hear people say things like last we shall be all right, which is Nigeria pidgin for at the end of the day we all be fine. And I keep saying that, look, at the end of the day, we will not all be fine. This is a wake up call that something needs to be done, but we're going to get to that really. We're just still looking at the characteristics of that level, but that's just what it is. That's the mindset, that's the perspective that people at this level have to life, that at the end of the day, somehow, you know what, everything will be fine, everything will work out. Let's just keep pushing, let's just keep grinding. Somehow we'll be okay. The second thing is their belief about financial success. The people about the at the endure level believe that my financial success is based on what I do. My financial success is based solely on what I do. So this is where you hear very interesting statements like, outwork everyone, outwork the competition, be the hardest worker in the room. Now, my own thing about such statements is that yes, those statements are very motivating, but for the person at the endure level, that statement can be very misleading. Can be very misleading. What eventually happens is that these people end up literally walking themselves into the ground, because somehow in their mind they just believe that the next level in their finances, the next level, that financial breakthrough that they are looking for is by working harder. So they've worked themselves so hard to this point, they are literally breaking down. Their health is breaking down. Their family is breaking down. They are not yet any closer to that breakthrough that they seek. But somehow in their mind, something is still telling them, just exact the more. If you can push the more, you will eventually get to that level. But I'm just like, you get to that point where you discover that no matter how far you go on the long road, you will not get to the right destination. There's that thing called the fallacy cost, is it the sunk cost fallacy? Yes, sunk cost fallacy, where you feel like, okay, because you have put in so much effort into something, and something is telling you that perhaps you need to change your approach, but you're just like, you mean after all this effort, you mean I will have to change? I will have to do something different? No, I don't agree. Let me do it harder. Let me do it harder. Let me do it harder. Eventually, I'll break through. But you just have to say to yourself that, see, look, no matter how far you have gone on the wrong road, the best thing is just turn. It's nothing personal to you. It doesn't mean that you are a wrong person. It's just that the road is wrong. It doesn't mean that there is anything wrong with you. It just means that the road is wrong. You need to change your approach. And that's just what it is. That's why we just really need to be careful. And if in case you are somebody that can identify at this endure level, my own charge and my own encouragement to you is that you need to take that burden off yourself. You've worked so hard. You've been grinding so hard. Every day you are trying to prove to yourself and to the world that you deserve success because you are working so hard. And look, I can identify with you. I can relate because I've been there. And this is my own time, my own charge, and my own encouragement to you that, look, it's time for you to rest. It's time for you to take a break. It's time for you to rest. It's time for you to take a break. Look, you know how hard you have been working. People know how hard you have been working. God knows you are a hard worker. God knows you are not lazy. God knows that you are not lazy. Give yourself that breath of fresh air. Give yourself that breath of freedom because you absolutely deserve it. The third thing about people at the endure level. The third thing, we've said their outlook on life, their belief about financial success. The third thing is their approach to learning. And their approach to learning for the person at the endure level is usually you hear statements like, oh, I know what I don't know and I am willing to learn. So the beautiful thing about the people at the endure level is that they recognize the importance of learning and they are humble enough to learn. But what you eventually discover that is that, like every other thing, learning is just going through the motions. It's just going through the motions. So, you know what? 52 books we are going to read this year. 1 week, one book every week. We are going to make sure we crush it. 1 week must not pass that we do not read one book. So we're reading. And at the end of the day, it's a continuous cycle of reading and never arriving at the truth. You know, that's the way scripture puts it. It talks about the people who are always learning, but never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. And what eventually sets free, it is not learning that sets free. It's not learning that sets free. It's not reading that sets free. Yes, learning is the path. Reading is important, is the path to getting free. But it's not the learning that sets free. It's not the reading that sets free. It's not the book necessarily that sets free. What sets free is the truth. It's the truth. So if learning and reading is not moving us closer to the truth, then it's just an activity in futility. It's just an activity in futility. So at the end of the day, it's very, very important that we recognize that it's about the truth. It's the truth that sets free. Next thing is, we've said their outlook on life, their belief about success, their approach to learning, and then the final thing is their parameter for measuring growth. Their parameter for measuring growth is usually the things that are happening around them. While for the escape person, it's the things other people do for them, but for the endure person, it's the things that happen around them that they can trace to their effort. So it's about their achievements, it's about their possessions, it's about their looks, and all these things are great and fantastic. There is nothing wrong with it. But the question is, since life every day every day in life is not usually about climbing, you know, the platform, the podium of life to raise a heavy trophy or to collect the gold medal of a powerful achievement. So then on the other days, what happens? On the other days that are quiet, on the other days where, you know, there is no climbing of that podium to raise a big trophy over your head, what eventually happens, there's that tendency for that person to feel down on themselves, to feel like, oh, there's nothing meaningful happening to my life. My life doesn't have any meaning. My life doesn't have any purpose. And you're like, dude, look at all these things that you have achieved. Look at all these things all this amount of success that you have recorded in your life. But the reason why they are feeling that way is because they are measuring themselves by the wrong parameters, really. That's why it's like that. And so how do they get to the next level? The person who is at the endure level in their finances, how do they get to the next level? For them, in case, and just like I'm saying, this thing is not any personal affront to you. We are high performers here, and we are saying that let's tell ourselves the truth. Let's tell ourselves the truth. We can lie to any other person, but even though that's not okay, please. But I'm saying that it's very important that we don't lie to ourselves. When it comes to our finances, we need to be able to do the difficult things and say to ourselves that where am I really? Where am I really in the area of my finances? Am I at the escape level or am I at the endure level? Is it just a hustle and a grind, but I'm not seeing any significant progress? Is it all about going through the motions, but I'm not seeing any real movement, any movement to the next level? Now, if you are at that level, one thing I would just say to you is that you are one decision away from the next level. You are one decision away from the next level in your finances. And I'm sure you're asking, what decision is that? The decision to fight. The decision to fight. While for the person at the escape level, the decision that they need is the decision to take control of their lives back. For the person at the endure level, the decision that is key for them to get to the next level is the decision to fight. To fight for themselves, to fight for their dreams, and to fight for the people that they love. Because one thing I will say to you is that right now, I know that deep down in your heart, in your head, there is that voice that is telling you that you are more than this level. And one thing that I will say to you is that, look, listen closely to that voice. Listen closely to that voice. That voice is not making a mistake. That voice that is saying that, see, there has to be more than this. There has to be more to life than this. One thing I will say to you is that listen closely to that voice. Don't think it's just something random. It is something that is coming from within, and you need to pay close attention to it. What that voice is simply telling you is that, see, you are more than what meets the eye. You are more than your possessions. You are more than your achievements. You are more than you are more than your looks. You are more than what you can see and what other people can see about you right now. There is the invisible part of you that is yet to find expression. And the only way that can find expression is if you are willing to fight for that invisible part to find expression. And so it's about taking your eyes off all the things that you can measure, all the things that you can quantify right now. The things that we can see, like scripture says, are temporary, but the things that we cannot see are eternal. That eternal doesn't mean that it's everlasting. What that eternal means is that it's of a higher quality. And so what it means is that there are things that you are carrying on your inside right now. The dream that you have about that financial level you want to get to, it's more real than your financial situation right now. But the only way it will happen is if you are willing to fight for it. If you are willing to fight for it, it's coming back to say to yourself that look at your loved ones right now. They are all looking up to you. It's not about putting unnecessary pressure on yourself, but it's about saying that, look, let me fight for them. Let me fight for them. Let me fight for my family. Let me fight for my loved ones. Let me fight for my spouse. Let me fight for them. And that's what it's about. It's about a decision to fight. The third level in terms of financial growth is the enjoy level. Now, this is the level where people are living a life of significance, while the people at the escape level are struggling. The people at the endure level are surviving. The people at the enjoy level are living a life of significance. They are thriving. That's what it is. These are the people that, there's this vibrancy, there's the energy, there's the enthusiasm, there's the zest about life, in not just in their finances but in other areas of their life. And that's the level that you and I belong to as high performers. The enjoy level in our finances, that's the level you and I belong to. What are the characteristics of these people? Number one, what is their outlook on life? Their outlook on life is that life is great. Life is great. Life is beautiful. And then the second thing is that God is the greatest. Those are their two outlooks on life. Life is great, and then God is the greatest. Life is great. Life is beautiful. This is the place where you look at life every day as a precious gift, as a precious opportunity. Every single day that you wake up, you look at life as a precious gift that has been given to you, and making the most of life is the gift you give back to God. It's the gift that you give back to God. You recognize that life is a gift that God has given to you, and making the most of that life every day is your gift back to God. That's the outlook of the people at the enjoy level. And so they are doing everything to make the most of life. How do they do that? By being their best every day. They're being their best every day. They are bringing their A game every day, bringing their A game to everything that they do. I love the way Marifolio puts it. He said, one way to discover your passion is by bringing passion to everything that you do. For me, that was mind-blowing. Everybody was just commenting on that post that she made that day, that, wow, that's another way to look at it. Because, every time they tell us, go and find your passion, go and sit and pray and fast so that you can find your passion and your passion can be revealed to you. But she says, no, one way to find your passion is by bringing passion to everything that you do. Bringing passion to everything that you do. And look, we can bring more passion to everything that we do, right? Absolutely. We can bring more passion to everything that we do. We can bring more passion to the work that we do. I can bring more passion to this live session that I'm doing right now, instead of coming here and be talking like Akamu. Just in case you don't know what Akamu is. How do I describe that now, my wife? a syrupy kind of food. So you know something syrupy just drooping down. That's the best way I can describe it. So we're talking about bringing the energy, bringing the life. I can bring more energy to my relationship. I can bring more energy to the way I treat my wife, which is what I'm telling myself every day. And I know she's happy right now. She's watching this. And that's just what it is, that you can bring the passion, you can bring the energy, you can bring the life. That's the major characteristics of the people at the enjoy level. And trust me, you do that, you will see it. You will not just only experience it in your finances, every other aspect of your life will totally be better for it. The second characteristic of people at the enjoy level, we've said their outlook on life. The second thing is their belief about financial success. And so while the people at the escape level believe financial success is tied to what other people do for them, the person at the endure level believes financial success is tied to what they do, solely what they do. The people at the enjoy level, their financial success is who they are. Financial success is who they are. Financial success is their identity. It's about an identity. It's not about who they are. It's about who I am. And that's the question that you and I as high performers need to answer. Who are you? Who are you? To get to this next level, to get to this enjoy level in our finances, we must be able to answer that identity question. Who are you? Who are you? It's not a mistake. See, that Jesus, our ultimate role model, had to ask his disciples. He said, first of all, he said, who do people say I am? And then he had to ask them, he said, who do you say I am? We need to understand that it's not that Jesus was saying all those things because he's feeling himself, even though he has every right to feel himself, but he was setting a precedence, he was setting a standard, he was setting a template. That, see, we need to be able to answer those questions. If we are going to enjoy life, if we are going to be able to thrive in life, we need to be able to answer those questions. Who am I? And it's not about answering that question, who am I, in your guarded moments, when you are in church and you are lifting up holy hands and worshiping the Lord. No, that's not who you truly are. Who you truly are is in your unguarded moments. That's who you truly are. When you think no one is watching, that's who you truly are. When those random thoughts are just coming into your head, that's who you truly are. And you need to be able to answer those questions. It's very, very important. The third characteristic about the people at the enjoy level, we said their outlook on life, their belief about financial success, their approach to learning is, it's not what I don't know that is holding me back. It's what I know that just ain't so. I'll say that again. It's not what I don't know that is holding me back. It's what I know, but just ain't so. That's what's holding me back. And the thing about it is that these people recognize the fact that it's the lies, it's the false stories, it's the fake news that we have held onto for so long. Those are the things that trip us up on our journey. And so it's about being able to come back to that place and say to yourself, what are those beliefs, what are those behaviors that I've held on to for so long that are not just the truth, if I'm going to really, really be able to enjoy my life? Excuse me. And then the fourth thing is their parameter for measuring growth. Their parameter for measuring growth is about the things that are happening in them, not about the things happening around them, the things happening within them, happening inside them. That's what gives them joy. That's what gives them excitement. They are always excited every day because they know the largest room in the world is the room for improvement. And isn't that freeing? Isn't that just freeing? Isn't that just ultimate freedom? Don't you feel charged, even right now as I'm saying it, that the largest room in the world, the room that will never be occupied, the room that will never be filled, the room that will never be choked, that will never be crowded, is the room for improvement. It's so freeing, it's so liberating, it's so intoxicating that when you think about that, you approach every day with just a sense of zest, with a sense of excitement that, my goodness, this is another day to grow. You look at challenges that are staring you in the face and you say, this is another opportunity to grow, because you know that when you overcome it, you have a story to tell. You have a story, beautiful story to tell. And because you will definitely overcome it, there is nothing that is going to stop you. And that's just what it is. That's just what's so exciting, what's so liberating, how they measure their growth, and they are just so excited. The next level, because that's what they all have a next level. Don't think that, oh, when you get to the enjoying level, oh, you have gotten to your El Dorado. I know that's what you were looking forward to. But as high performers, look, the truth about it, there is no El Dorado. The El Dorado is that we will have to continue. That's just the El Dorado. That's the beautiful thing. That's the arrival. The arrival is the journey, and the journey is the arrival. I like that. The arrival is the journey, and the journey is the arrival. So it's just keep doing what you are doing. Keep doing what you are doing. Those things that you have been doing, the disciplines that you have been putting in place, the habits that you have been putting in place, keep doing what you are doing. Keep doing it. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't think that there is anything like retirement or anything like arrival. They are all put together. Keep doing what you are doing. Even as I round up, I just want to say that whatever level that you are, just realize that your next level is here. I'm just so excited for you in your finances and in every aspect of your life. Your next level is here. I was reading sometime this week, and it's T. Harv Eker, The Millionaire Mind. Is that the millionaire? I'm forgetting the name of the book, but T. Harv Eker, The Millionaire Mind. Please go read the book. Very, very powerful book. And he talks about that your income will only keep growing to the level that you are growing. And for me, it's just so powerful that that's the only thing, that we have to keep growing. So as long as you make that commitment, that decision to keep growing, you are there. You are there. You are at that enjoy level. As long as you make that commitment to keep growing, to keep pushing yourself, to keep challenging yourself, beyond your current skills, your current abilities, to keep focusing on what is inside you, and to try to bring from what is inside you out. Trust me, you are at the enjoy level. And one thing I will just end with is that this enjoy level is about joy, and it's about coming back to that place where we just tell ourselves that it's great when good things are happening around us. It's very easy to be joyful when good things are happening around you. But what happens when things are not exactly going according to plan? What happens when those challenges come at you? It can be challenging to be joyful at that time, right? And that's just one thing that you realize, that the ultimate source of joy is God. The ultimate source of joy is God. Joy is the fruit of the Spirit. It's coming back to that place where you just say to God that, please just anoint me afresh every day. Anoint me afresh with the oil of joy, with the Spirit of joy. And so that's why you see that we can't stop. You can't gather good habits. You can't practice good habits for 2 weeks and say, oh, these good habits that I've done for 2 weeks will sustain me for the next 2 months. It doesn't work like that. Neither can you gather joy for 5 days and say, okay, this joy that I've stacked up, for 5 days will last me for the next 1 month. It doesn't work like that. Your daily practice is your strongest practice. Every day, the joy, trust me, goes stale. It goes stale. Just like how food is left unattended to go stale. That's the same way joy goes stale. Every day, you and I need to enter into the presence of God and receive a fresh baptism, receive a fresh anointing of the Spirit of joy, and then go out there again and do our thing. Not go out there, but stay in His presence throughout. That's just what it is. Thank you, God. Stay in His presence throughout the course of the day. Stay in His presence throughout the course of the day. As you are doing your work and you feel yourself dipping down, enter into His presence again. Or what am I saying? You're already in His presence. Activate your awareness again of His presence and let that joy keep bubbling up inside you. And trust me, it's God's plan for you to keep going from one level to another, from one level of glory in your life, of glory in your finances, to the next level. And that's the way it happens, by continuing to do those things that you need to do, continue putting those habits in place, continue working on yourself, continue learning, letting go of all those old beliefs and old behaviors, because that's just what it is. If you and I are going to grow into the people, because there's the kind of people that we need to become to get to that next level in our finances. And for us to become those people, then we need to let go of who we are at the moment. We have to become new people. And trust me, it's not going to be easy, because many of these things are things that we have held on to for so long. Many of these beliefs and behaviors, ideas, philosophies, ideologies, we have held on to them so long that they have become part of us. So letting go of those things literally is like cutting your hand off or cutting your leg off. No wonder Jesus said that if your right hand is getting in God's way, what do? Cut it off and throw it away. For a long time, I had a very humorous story of somebody who said there's the part of his body, which I shall not mention here, that was getting in the way of his living his Christian life, and decided to cut that part of his body off, literally with knife. God helped him that he was saved and quickly rushed to the hospital. I don't know how true the story is, so I'm just reporting it. But really, that's not what Jesus meant by what he said in that scripture. He's talking about belief systems. He's talking about ideas. He's talking about ideologies. He's talking about philosophies that we have held on to for so long. Those things have become like our truth, but they are not the truth. And so if we must get to the next level, is getting to that place where you are willing to let go of those things and coming back to God and say, please, God, help me. I can't do this on my own. Please help me. Give me the grace. I know that there is a beautiful future that you are seeing ahead of me. Just like the gardener prunes the flowers so that the flowers can bloom and be beautiful. We have to come back to God and say, God, please prune me. Cut off all these things that are preventing my growth from getting to the next level, so that I can blossom and be beautiful, not just for my sake, but for your sake, for your glory's sake, for your kingdom's sake. And that's what it's all about. Thank you for staying here. Awesome time I've had, sharing these insights with you, and I'm sure you've had also a great time listening to me. You have any questions, you can always type in the comment whatever your questions are. You can send me a DM on Instagram. I will be there with you to answer any questions that you have, whatever projects that you're working on. I'm here with you every step of the way. Just want to say thank you for being here on this live session with me. Look forward to all the brand new content coming out on Sunday, the newsletter, the new video here on YouTube, all the great and exciting stuff, shorts, everything. The day one webinar, do not forget, you need to be part of that. Just imagine the meat and the juice that will be coming our way as we strategize for the new year. You don't want to miss that. January 1st, 2024. Look out for all those details here. Please share this with somebody else. Share this thing with somebody. Share this live session with somebody. Share the replay with somebody. The videos that are coming out on Sunday, the daily shorts, please share them with somebody. Let them be part of the things that we're enjoying in this community, and so that we can all grow together as we become those high performers that God has created us to be. Thank you so much once again. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your day. Till I see you again, your greatness is very sure.